guys, there have been quite a few changes in my life recently, and one of them is that I started my biochemistry degree this October. And the reason I mentioned that is because my schedule got a lot busier. Now, as you know, I'm a huge fan of intermittent fasting, and I've been doing it for quite some time now, but ever since I started university, I've been trying to figure out the schedule for my eating window. So, a little story to help you understand the situation. In the first few weeks, I found it hard to see where I fit my meals during the day. So if before I used to eat at around noontime, that's when my first meal usually was. And now the problem is that most of the time we have very short breaks between each class, about 15 minutes or so. And I'm a slow eater. I like to take the time and eat a full meal. I don't like grabbing some bites here and there. So in the first week, it took me 4 breaks to finish one meal. Seriously, it was ridiculous. So I decided to try a different approach and just push my fasting hours a bit more, like later in the day, after my class hours. And then it got to a point where I didn't eat anything at all, like all day, and I just ate a big meal in the late afternoon or evening time. Since I'm used to being fasted, it wasn't so hard to transition from intermittent fasting to one meal a day. So I tried it for a few weeks, and I can honestly say this is a bad idea. And here are a few reasons why I would not recommend it. The first reason, food combination and nutrient absorption. When you eat everything in one meal, and your health is important to you, you try to make sure you give your body everything it needs. Fruits, veggies, legumes, rice, whatever it is you're eating that day. You mix a lot of stuff together. Now those things don't digest at the same rate, and they require a different set of enzymes in order to be absorbed. So this is definitely a recipe for bloating, gas, undigested food left in your system, and so forth. In the long run, it also causes nutrient deficiencies simply because you do not absorb the food you eat very well. The next reason, getting all your calories for the day in one meal. I don't know about you, but feeding all my calories, or you know what, let's take it even more, even further, like for a man to eat 3,000 calories in one meal. It has to be a really large meal, and most of the time it can be really hard. So the main issue with eating once a day is that a lot of people don't estimate the quantity of food required, let alone can they fit this large amount of food without some practice. Now what ends up happening is that they underconsume and start lacking vital nutrients. They simply start developing food cravings, which is the body's way of signaling you're missing something in your diet. Not only that, but if you're relying on junk food to meet your caloric needs in such a short period of time, this certainly isn't the optimal fuel for a healthy body. The next reason, daily burden on our digestive system. When trying to fit a large amount of food in one meal, it takes a toll on our digestive system. Obviously, the more food you consume in one meal, the more the body needs to focus its energy on digesting the food. So the body has to work very hard, therefore it reduces blood flow to other parts of the body. This is why we usually feel tired and heavy after a big meal. Not only that, but one larger meal means the body has to pump a lot of insulin to deal with the spike in food. Now, I'm not saying that the other end of the scale is better. You know, smaller meals during the day means the body is constantly releasing insulin, and we're not meant to graze all day. But there's a limit to how much your stomach can carry in one meal. Even though it can stretch, you're very likely to feel bloated when it reaches that point. And I'm speaking from experience here. You feel a real discomfort, and oftentimes it forced me to rest afterwards or just wait until the pain goes away. While eating one meal a day can have its benefits, I found that it's simply not sustainable in the long term. You might be able to try it for a few days or weeks, but eventually you develop problems with your digestion. So how do I organize my meals now on a busy schedule? That's a topic for another video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Share your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.